Hello and welcome everyone to Rollin Heavy, episode 12. We made it to 12. Look at us.
Wow, once a month.
And a merry Jits-mas to everyone. I
Yes,
am
Mary Jits-mas.
I am Big D, joined as always by the notorious BOF. How are you on this fine Jujitsmas?
Doing well. Doing well. Still recovering from
Yeah,
our class
me
earlier in the
too.
week,
Oof.
which we will discuss. But doing that, getting excited for the holiday. Seeing what hopefully Hilo class leaves me something under the mat or under the tree and be good to go.
Yeah. What is, I guess, what is your jujitsu wish? What are you hoping for from Helio class?
Um, Hip movement. I really, 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 really hope he can just leave me something that'll just give me better hip movement. That's what I hip movement, hip movement, and a set of mats can throw down that I can throw down in my family room to do some solo drills
Yeah,
as
I
we work through the holiday and n- you know uh, time in the gym is going to get scarce and I know that we talked about a couple weeks ago. I wanted to get a heavy bag, which I do.
yep.
Um, so doing some of the solo drills, kind of on like a hardwood floor, doesn't. I don't. I'm
Yeah.
not super nimble. I'm not a gazelle, so
What?
I land hard.
No.
I know. I know. It's shocking. I mean, it's a surprise. Um, so I land hard on some stuff. So if we can get a couple of mats, um, that's what I hope to see under the Christmas tree.
Well,
Is that
I think one of those things is doable. The other one might come with
the hip
some more
movement for
time.
sure?
Yeah. Yeah.
The hip movement for sure. And what does Big D hope to see under the tree?
I would like to see a grappling dummy. So again, I can do some solo drills while at home that aren't just bridges and shrimps.
Hmm.
Mats as well. So I'm not down here on the hardwood floor in kitty litter.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
And I would actually like to give Helio Claus about 100 pounds. He can have
Yeah,
it.
yeah. No,
I,
but
I I will I will
but
I will gladly trade. I'm not just asking for a gift. I will give it something back.
however, with that giving that 100 pounds away, and the technique we did this week, isn't that 100 pounds extra in your pocket kind of in your favor?
Um, right now, yes. But
I tell you right. I tell
if I
you right
want to
now,
gas less, I think that'll be better.
as an opponent, and I guess we should probably talk about the technique, right? Before we start
Yeah,
rambling
that
off about
that would make
before
sense.
everybody's
It's like,
before
what the
everybody's like,
hell
what
are
the
these
hell are
guys?
they even talking about? Remember, we were in a class with you, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Good idea. Good idea. Good idea. Let's do that.
So, technique this week, neon belly, um, which sucks if you
It is
are
us.
rolling with a heavier opponent as BOF and myself are. It is brutal as soon as you get the right positioning and you get the right pressure. It's not fun.
No, it is. It is. It is legal torture. It is sanctioned torture, is what it is. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Okay.
If especially you are the especially if you are the person under if you're the person underneath it is torture.
Yeah. It's not pleasant. So those of you who may not be familiar with what the technique is, it is exactly what it is. You take your knee. We practiced going knee on belly from side control. Basically, you've got um, a crossface, and then um, you know posting one arm on their hip bone, doing a thumb in grip on their gi, fist to the ground, and then popping up and throwing your knee all the way across their belly. So basically, you're making contact with your foot on their near side hip, and then your knee is all the way across their body onto the far side hip. Then basically, you sit up and balance yourself and get ready to surf, as a professor put it,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because they're going to try and bridge, they're going to try and shrimp, and they're going to move all over because it is not a pleasant position to be in.
No, and if you can, and when they hit it, like obviously this was the first time we've
Yes.
practiced the neon belly. So obviously, the pop up, I'm not super good at. Um, but once you get to
Neither am I.
position, but there were some times like when you like kind of towards the end, um, if you hit that pop up just right and you get that knee in the right spot and that shin across your opponent's body, kind of all in one fell swoop.
Yeah.
You did that a couple of times to me. I I I exhaled and I had to suck in really quick because as I was exhaling, I could see my soul leaving my body. So I had to get it back into me because I knew I was just about to die.
Yeah, there were a couple of times I felt the same way. So to kind of give an idea of what we did, so we practiced, just the pop up and getting to knee on belly, right? So we did that back and forth. We do it both ways because we want to be ambidextrous when it comes to practicing techniques.
Ambidextrous.
Yeah, that's a stretch. That one's a stretch.
Nope,
um,
that one flows right off the tongue.
yes, it does. It does.
Mm-hmm.
And then so we practiced going kind of both ways, and then once you get to the position, they would bridge and shrimp into you, so like their bellies facing you, and then away, and just kind of the ways to move around and maintain the position. Well, one of these times I shrimped and you fell. But the good thing is for you, you fell into mount, and
Yep.
you landed right on my stomach, and I had one of those moments where I saw my soul leave out of my mouth as I exhaled, and I was like, nope, we're good, we're done. And it was not pleasant.
Yeah, I'm calling that move from now on. I'm calling that move Shang Tsung.
Okay, okay.
Because, guys, for those who don't know the Mortal Kombat, you know, series, Shang Tsung, one of his finishers is he steals his opponent's soul,
Yep,
correct? There you
correct.
go. So it's no longer neon belly for me. I'm gonna pop right into Shang Tsung.
All
Your
right.
soul is mine.
You say that, and then I can picture the scene from the movie with his arm outstretched, and
Mm-hmm.
I got it immediately.
You're welcome.
Um, but that I mean, that position is so strong, right? Like,
It is.
one of the worst case scenarios from getting to Neon Belly is you land in mount, right? Like, that's one of the worst case scenarios.
Right. And it's a versatile position, right? Because first off, a, I mean, it has, so the downfall is that if let's say we're at a tournament, right? If you land on Neon Belly, sorry, you don't get any points because technically Neon Belly is just a transitional period
Yes,
position.
yes.
So you don't. so you don't score points from going from side control to knee on belly. You
Right.
know, that's it's supposed to be a transitional period. However, as the professor put it, it's one of those weird flow slash pressure positions
Yes.
because you can really put a lot of pressure on your opponent, and if they try to roll away from you or roll into you to stop this from happening, you can flow with them and let them flow and flow and flow and try and just go ahead and wait for them to gas out, and you're really just sitting there. And
Yeah.
then as they sit there and get heavy, their breath they're starting to get a little bit winded. You know what? I think it's time to give you a choke. Here comes a Bravo choke, or maybe I'll just go ahead and throw you into Kimura from here. Or you know what? I'm I'm tired of this. It's just here. I'll just go ahead and armbar you.
Yeah. Well, and like that's the thing. That's what the professor was talking about, right? Is surfing.
Mm-hmm.
You can literally surf on top of your opponent, and just by controlling pressure one way or another, they're going to be rolling all over, and you can, if you get your balance right, just ride with them, and then you just end up right back on top on with the knee on belly. They're going to get frustrated, they're going to get tired, they're going to start to make more mistakes, and just as they gas, you just keep going. Simple as that, and then
Yeah.
opens up so much. I mean, because you're essentially
Mm-hmm.
in a mounted position, right? So
Yep.
all of your attacks from mount are available to you from knee on belly, at least from what I've seen.
Yeah. There's a there's a bunch of there. You can do anything you can do from mount. You can do from well, probably not everything, but 98% of what you can do from mount you can do from belly or from knee on belly.
Right. Um, and I felt that like it was real unstable at first. Like one of the things both of us kind of struggled with is we would get our off foot, so the leg that's not knee on belly, we would either have it really really close um, to the other one, and so essentially all I had to do, like when your foot was close, was just stretch you out and then push you, and then I could
Yep, for
I
sure.
could I could sweep you from there.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but as soon as you got your foot in the right position and your foot was about a foot away from my shoulder, I was done. As soon as you sat up just a little bit and put that pressure down across your shin and across my stomach, I was hating life.
Yeah, I could see your face. You were not comfortable. I was fine as I was just fine and dandy. I was waiting for my Mai Tai to come.
I
I
saw, I saw. That's why I was getting so
I
frustrated.
I was comfy. I was comfy. And I think but you're right too. I mean, I think the first probably 30 minutes of the technique it but it's like anything, right? Just it's position, 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 right?
Yep.
And it's like, okay, I need I need my points of base. Where are my points of base coming from, right?
Right.
I want at
Right.
least I I want at least 3 points of base on you. So where are they going to come from? One, obviously the posted foot, right, by your
Right.
head.
Right.
One. Second, obviously my knee on your belly and my foot on your hip. Okay, I got my base, and I think the problem, and as you were mentioning, like when that foot is too close, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna learn knee on belly. I know that's a dominant position.
Yep.
People could just dominate from knee on belly, and then we got there, and then it's like you grab my foot and flip it over, and I'm then you are like in you sweep me and you're in my guard. I'm like, this position sucks. Why would people ever do this?
Right. I was
This
feeling that way 100%
this is
from when we
super
started.
easy to sweep. This is the easiest position to sweep in the world. But again, I'm a white dum dum and I don't know everything. White belt dum dum is what I mean to say. And so once we learned it, and he was like, "Hey man, you need to get that knee across more, and get that foot up a little bit higher and out a little bit farther." And then once we got those, like I tried to to lift you off of me and turn, and it took everything I had to even just get my hip off the ground a little bit, and by that point I was like, I got nothing. I have nothing in
I'm
the tank.
done. I'm done. And
I
there
I
was
have
that
no
there was that one time I felt I had it on like solid, like super solid. There was just it happened just the one time. And then like you tried to to bridge and shrimp and do all that you just couldn't move. And then as soon as you sat back, like this was probably a dick move on my part, but I gave you just a little extra.
it was.
But I was feeling good, and you're like, thanks for that. I'm like, you're welcome.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. I if you I will never I'm never gonna complain about doing dick moves and while we're rolling, because I actually welcome them while we are rolling, because here's the thing. That shit's gonna happen in
Right.
during people are gonna do things. Not everybody's gonna be nice. And being nice and being a dick is that's a very 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 thin line. And it's this is a martial art. A roll is essentially a fight.
Yep.
So, you know,
Hey,
you
I,
know.
I was just
It,
following what Professor said. He's just like,
no, you did good.
this is a nasty position, and he's
It
like,
isn't a
he
position.
put it on him, let him feel it, be
And
uncomfortable.
here's and that's it. And I want to feel uncomfortable. I want you to make me as uncomfortable in training as you can. I'm going to do the same to you. I mean, I'm going to do the same to you. And um, just for that reason, just
Oh,
when we
for
hit
sure. Like,
tournament.
I want it too.
Yeah, and but when you did it, like when you had me and you were pushing me down, hoy, like if you want to know what 9,000 pounds on top of you feels like because and even the professor said, if you hit this right, you are pinning them to the earth.
Yes.
I was I was pinned to the earth. I felt like I could do nothing. I felt paralyzed. I couldn't shrimp. I couldn't bridge. I was I was like, this might what it feels like to be paralyzed, because I cannot move.
Yeah, and I was limit testing on myself at that point. Because I mean, I'm also a white belt dum dum, and I don't know how to put pressure on. Like I know how to,
Hmm.
I know how to follow the moves and the movements, but um, like that was the only time during the class where I felt like I was solid.
You were,
Um,
yeah.
and then I was just like, okay, well, like if I get to this point, like what can I do from here? And
Hmm.
so you struggled a bit, and I'm like, okay, let me try this. So I pushed my knee down towards the mat a little bit, and then I pulled up on your gi, just just a teeny tiny bit, and I just heard the
Yeah, there
when
was nothing.
and I
And
knew I had
there's
it.
and here's I was already gassed from trying to get you off of me. And I'm like, ah. And then you did that. I'm like, I don't like this. Like I'm not sure if it was a tap situation, but 3
Yeah,
minutes of it, I could like it's one of those slow tapping things. It's kind of like a one of those sneaky cross collar chokes
right.
that you kind of sneak on, kind of like the zip tie choke, right? Like you do the zip tie choke, and people don't, and it's a slow as you roll, but you got their gi across their neck, and it's pretty tight, but they're not feeling your hands or anything on their carotid, so
Right.
not really fighting it, and then all of a sudden things starts to get dark, and you're like, wait a minute, what's happening? I think I'm being choked out, but at that point, it's a little too late.
Why am I
And
taking a nap right now?
why am I so asleep? Pretty sure that's what I would sound like if I when I get you know choked out.
Yeah, well, hopefully you're tapping before you're napping.
I don't tap. Goonies, Goonies don't tap.
Our rolling sessions say otherwise.
I will tap it. I am going to
Oh
tap in a
no!
rolling situation.
So you actually haven't tapped. You're just like, okay, that's enough.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, no, I'm gonna. I will. I will. I will. I will. I will. It's not. That's enough during our rolling sessions. But and here's the thing. I I'm 100% gonna tap. I'm 100% gonna tap. I've got enough. I have enough surgery scars. I can't get any more. So I'm tapping.
However,
But
if we end up competing against each other, I think that desire or that tapping instinct is probably gonna go away a little bit.
is the buzz saw an illegal move?
I think I'm immune to it at this point.
Hmm.
But I don't
So
think
long.
it would be I don't think it would be acceptable in in a jiu-jitsu tournament, unfortunately for
That's
you.
what I'm saying. Is it illegal? Technically, it's not joint manipulation. It's really just pressure.
True.
So here, and just for everybody who didn't grow up in our household, um, the buzzsaw is my patented finishing move, which is you make a fist, put your your birdie finger out just so the knuckle pokes out just enough, and then you dig that right on their sternum and rub that up and down really hard and really fast. That's the buzzsaw.
Yes, it wasn't pleasant.
Yes, don't do it. It's a dick move. That's a giant dick move,
That is a
and
dick
I'm a great
move.
brother.
Yes. You're disqualified for a dick move in the tournament.
That's a giant dick move. In the gym, outside of the gym, it's a dick move. But
However, if you get into a position to actually put the buzzsaw on, I've already done a lot of things wrong.
yeah, that's it. Here's the
So
thing.
so so
It's
you've got a pretty big advantage to get to that point.
really, yeah, if we're in the position where I can do the buzzsaw, you kind of deserve it.
Yeah, I've made a lot of mistakes,
Yeah,
and
you've made enough mistakes to get to the position where you're kind of, I guess, maybe in a reverse bow and arrow, because that would have to be facing you. So I'm not even sure how we would get in that position. I guess I
I
could probably do it from mount.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we're in mount, and somehow you have my arms trapped between your knees and my body.
Yeah, which I could totally do.
For sure.
No problem.
Yeah. Even when you fell on me from Neon Belly into mount, I still had instinctively got my hands and my elbows locked and on your hips.
Hmm. They were like, you are not moving up my body to buzzsaw me.
No, I was like, nope. Mm-mm.
Hmm.
As my soul is leaving my body, I'm like, you're not gonna go that way, even if I'm dead.
There's there's one more life leaving my body.
But Neon Belly is, I think, for you and I, like if we can get to side control and get to Neon Belly, that's gonna be, I think, one of the strongest positions that we can be in.
Yeah,
Um,
I definitely want to spend a lot of time kind of practicing the pop up, practicing different ways to get to it, and finishing from that position. I don't just want to like once I get there, I don't want to just
right,
surf it because I think at one point too, if you just sit there at knee on belly and you're not advancing your position, you're they're gonna give you a stall and they're gonna break you. They're gonna stand you back up or whatever they
right,
do because you're not doing anything. You're just sitting there. I mean, and especially if they're just laying there, it's gonna be like, okay, well, you're getting no. It honestly, and if there's no point at that point in time, the match will end up in neon belly, but it's gonna be a draw because you don't get any points for it.
right. You just you
At
you
least
wear 'em out, and then fall into mount. Get your 6 point or get your
Yeah,
4 points,
yeah. Worst
and
case,
go
I
from
mean,
there.
yeah, just flop over to mount, get your 4 points, and call it good.
But yeah, it's so much, and then if we can learn, it's the first position for me, I guess. Like I can put on decent pressure from side control, right? Like if I can get you in,
Yeah.
if I can get you in side control and I can get um a full crossface on, like I can squeeze and I can do different things to put on a decent amount of pressure. But this is the first position where I've felt I can really like anchor down and make my weight feel more than it really is, if that makes sense. Like
No,
I can really make myself heavy.
no, yeah. There's times when I mean, like I know that you're heavy, and there's times where, but there's been ways to get to kind of counteract that that weight on me from different positions. Like inside control, only part of your weight's on me.
Yeah,
Even in mount, ways to use your weight against you to kind of get you moving in a way that I need you to go, and then just keep rocking that boat or chopping that tree to
right.
knock you down, right? Then not in Neon Belly, man. I at one point I think I had my hand on your knee that was across my body, and then I had my other hand kind of underneath your posted leg.
Yeah.
And I'm on three, one, two, and trying to like push up and pull down and roll you, and it's not happening. It's not happening.
Yeah, and
And then
I had
bridging
honest
and shrimping,
no,
it's like
God no.
you do that, and then I'll just land right back on you. It's a frustrating position from the bottom.
Oh,
You burn a lot of energy, and you get frustrated.
yeah, when you were locked in, like I don't even think, like I'm pretty strong through my legs, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we were practicing getting out of mount, like I almost threw you over my head. Um
Yep, for sure.
because I bridged so hard and I was like, "Oh, dang." And the professor's like, "Well, that works too."
Hmm.
um but like I couldn't. Like I did not have the strength, and like you said, like I was pinned, 100% pinned. Like I couldn't get any leverage, anything to bridge my hips and unseat you essentially. Like, it was probably the most dominated I've felt when we've been drilling any technique.
Yeah, for sure. And once you find that sweet spot of getting your post in the right position, and then and sitting down just enough, and that's it. You can't be lazy in that position.
No, no, you have to be active.
If you get lazy in that position, that's when, and that's kind of what happened to us in the first place, right?
Right.
We thought we had it right, but we were kind of riding it lazy and really sitting down too far. Like sitting on, I was on your thigh a little bit and on my heel. I was down too far.
Yeah.
That and I was leaning forward too much. And you need to basically, I'm a I'm a steak, and I want to stay you know as vertical as possible, and then just my center line is drilling right down through your pelvis to the ground.
Yep.
And that's the kind of the mistake and that's why it was super easy to sweep when we first started, is because I was sitting down and I was leaning really forward and kind of head down. I need
Yep.
to be back up, head up, you know, not sitting down so far, post in the right spots, and then I felt good. And then you could roll all you want. I mean, I was pretty good on a knee board, and that's exactly what it is. I'm riding a human knee board.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah. Oh, the kneeboard days, those were fun.
Uh-huh. Good time.
um, but yeah, so I'm really excited to throw Neon Belly into the mix a little bit because side control is already one of my favorite positions to work from, and then this is just a whole other place to set things up.
Well, it's a good transition too, especially if you want to get into mount.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, like if your side control's not working out well, pop up. And I know that's one of the drills that I have for my heavy bag is going from side is pop ups from side control to neon belly. There's a couple of guard passes to neon belly, and there's a hop up from neon belly. So I will 1000% be practicing that until we can get back into the gym.
Yeah, me too. I have some makeshift stuff I can do at home that I plan on doing a little bit, but yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back and rolling and trying to be able to get to this position. One where we're actively rolling and sparring against each other
Yeah, for sure.
and not
And I
just
think that's kind
drilling
of
it.
well, I think those are kind of our options for the next until the new year at least. I don't think we have any classes until the new year, so we got plenty of time to you know smash each other until then.
Yep. And
Start the new
that's
year with start the new year with a black eye and a new dislocated finger, and we'll call her good.
some sore abs.
Sore abs. Mm-hmm. Sore abs, wrecked joints, possibly black eyes, and there we are.
And a big old smile.
Big old smile.
Feeling happy about it, feeling good about it.
It's like, why do you look so broken down? It was a light roll today.
Well, it,
We're roll. We said light roll, but here we are.
we don't light roll. We roll heavy,
We don't.
sir. We roll
Yep.
heavy.
We roll heavy.
And with that, I think that's gonna do it for us tonight.
I
Uh,
think so.
do you have any final thoughts? Any jujitsu wishes for all of our listeners?
I wish all you guys a merry Jits-mas. Jiu-Jitsu-mas. Be safe out there. I know that there's winters, there's storms kind of going everywhere. So if you're traveling, be safe. Be careful, and we'll see you on the mats. And Bedank.
Thanks everyone for listening. If you have any questions, any suggestions, any training tips, as we've said in previous episodes, we're going to be starting to train for a competition at the beginning of the year. So any training tips, anything out there, any jujitsu wishes, please send them to us at rollinheavybjj@gmail.com. And we will see you all on the mats.